Well, hello, my name is Ricardo Pedrosa. I'm a bachelor student from Technical University, and today I'm going to talk about an important topic that we need to give more attention of it. And it is how to improve your presentation skills, how it's related to our communication process with society. So let's begin. First we have the why. Why am I here? Why you need to think about this in a better way. And it is because our presentation skills help us to have an effective communication with society and with our audience. Also because it will help us to have an English learning experience, because English is known as the business language in modern society. And the last one is because it will help us to have happier relationships, and because communication is the most important thing about a relationship. Having a better communication and having that help us to improve our presentation skills will help us to have better relationships. So now that we talk about the why, let's talk about how we're going to do it. And this is because of I'm going to talk about 4 specific points of how to improve it. We need first to think about the planning of a presentation, which is the previous, the present, and the future of representation of the further of your presentation. Then we have know your audience, to know your pal, know what kind of people is assisting to your presentation, and know how they can react to the information that you're giving to them. Then we have the structure of your presentation, in which consists the begin, the middle part, and the end of your presentation, and how you're going to structure your information in order to have a logical order. And the last one is that you're going to think about the communication skills that you have and that you need to improve in order to have a better communication process. Now let's go through the planning part. So planning consists in the 6 parts that you need to think about the previous actions of your presentation, how you are going to prepare for your presentation, and consists in 6 parts. As I said, practice, being assertive, contact with your audience, control your voice or your tone, breathe so you can be calm and people can listen very well to you, and to drink. As we have listened before, practice makes the teacher. So practice your presentation, practice your information, practice what you're going to say and what you're going to tell with your audience. Being assertive, don't be rude with them or the people that you're talking about, because in this part of being assertive, it is not only focused on the presentation, it's also the way you communicate with people, because we need to be assertive with the people that we talk and the way that we manage to say the things that we say. And now the structure of our presentation, and this is to think about the objective of my presentation, what I want to make people think, or what I want to change in society or in my audience. So you can focus on your main points and your main aspects of your presentation in order to people can seeing them clearly, so they are not confused of why are you here, why are you presenting this topic, and why are you just saying this type of information. Now that you know the objective of the presentation, you need to know what type of presentation you can use in order to manage your information in a better way. First, we have the instructional, which only consists in you giving new skills to your audience. Then we have the arousing type of information, which only consists on raising the spirit of your presentation on your workers. There is the decision making, in which you compare 2 different situations with your audience and society in order to choose which one is better. Then we have the multipurpose, which consists in having all different types of presentations, so you can use different techniques and tools in order to give the full information. Then we have the goodwill, which consists in only making people better with a specific topic or influence people in a positive way. Then we have the persuasive, in which consists you convince people to acquire some products or services from your company, or only change the way they see some things. And the last one is the informative one, in which consists that you give only report information or report the process of a situation. Now, we know which are the types of presentation. So now we need to know the structure of my presentation. And the first one is the presentation structure. How I'm going to organize my information, my presentation, or the message that I'm going to use, because it is also influenced by the communication process. Then we have the introduction part. And this is very important, because in this part you are going to make people pay attention to your presentation. So if you don't make people pay attention to you, you're going to lose your audience and they won't listen to you. Then we have the main points and the transition of your presentation. You can think very good what are the points of your presentation, the objective of your presentations, so you can make your presentations based in these main points, so people can see clearly what is the objective of your presentation. And the last one is the conclusion. And this is important because this is the part that you're going to close with your presentation, how you're going to end it, and how you're going to make people process all your information, and they're going to change the way they see or the things that they do. Now that we know the structure and we have organized our presentation, we need to know the communication skills that we can use in order to have a better understanding of our information. And this is because as I told you, presentation skills influence the way we socialize with people and our communication skills. So it is important to know that the communication process consists in a sender and a receiver, which are the ones that encodes and decodes the message that we are doing. The receiver is the one that gives feedback, which is the answer of what they listen or what they see. The channel is the surrounding or the context in which are you, that it can be a school, our office, at the mall. And knowing the channel that you are, you can adapt your language and your presentation in order that people can understand better. And the noise, because it is important to know the different type of noise that you can see in order to control some noise that could occur or present during your presentation. For example, the time that I'm presenting, in order because that at that time my neighborhoods or the surroundings are very quiet. So you can control some things in order to have a better communication and a better presentation. So now that we know, it is important to know what type of audience I'm having in my presentation in order to manage correctly my speaking and the words that I say. The first one is the favorable, which will agree with you and support your ideas. Maybe not at the same level of importance, but will agree with you. Then we have the unaware, which they only know very little or no information about your topic. Then we have the indifferent, that they don't care about your topic, they're just sitting there and not giving any kind of feedback. So don't expect any kind of answer with this type of audience. And the last one is the unfavorable one, that this is the worst one because they have the predisposition by just sitting there that disagree with you and to resolve all your negative aspect of your presentation, your communication, and the things that they do. So with this one, you can only manage the way you talk in order to maintain the calm in your audience, so the unfavorable audience cannot influence all your positive audience, if I can say. So to finish, now that I presented to you the information about how to structure your information and your presentation, and what you need to know about the communication process in order to get better the information that you want to give to your audience, let's do an exercise that I'm going to do with myself in order that you can do it with your with you and your workers or your family. I want you to think about 3 things that you need to improve of your communication process and your presentation skills in order to improve your presentation skills, and what aspects you already dominate in your communication process and your presentation skills. So these are my 3 things that I need to improve, which are gestures and body language, use of visual tools, and the structure of my presentation. Because sometimes I make too much gestures, or I move too much my hands, my body, and I move too much in my surrounding, so people can distract with it. The use of visual tools, because I limit my visual tools only by PowerPoint, so I need to expand these aspects to have a better experience with my audience. And the structure of my presentation is because sometimes I only put the information the way I see it and the way I think, so people obviously do not think the same I do. And the 3 things that I already dominate, or I think that I already dominate, is that I'm good at controlling my tone of voice. I'm good making contact with my audience by looking at them, and people can feel connected with me and the topic that I'm saying and presenting. And that I'm good at memory, because I can memorize very good my information, my presentation, and the things that I want to do. So by just by looking a little information or keywords, I can know what I want to do. So it is important to know how our presentation skills influence our communication process, and that we need to improve several things in order to improve the way we socialize with people and to avoid some mistakes that occurs in our actual society. Have a great day, and think about this: what you need to improve and what you already dominate. Thank you.